Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Lake Cross Southwestern Hearts. I'm here joined with Alex Murray. Say hi, Alex.
Hi, Jerry. Hi, everyone else. We've got a new voice for this week. Thought we'll get someone different in, someone new and fresh.
New and fresh.
Yeah.
New and wet behind the ears, I think.
Yeah.
So, just to catch up on the last week, really, can you tell us what you've been up to, Alex, and where you've been?
I don't know. I mean, I've been here for about 2.5. I feel like I could be here for about 2.5 weeks telling you where I've been this week. But in essence, we've had two events this week. Wednesday, we had the coffee in the Watford Regis, which is a brilliant event. The idea of that event is to get people from the Regis building involved with it for growth. Regis are a collaborative partner with us. They give us the room for free. They provide all the teas and coffees, and I spent half the time going back and forth saying, can we get some more water? Can we get some more tea? And without any questions, they're like, yes, sir. How many cups would you like? How much water we want? So there's a great partnership there. They are benefiting from what Links Growth is doing because it's not just in Watford and in South West Herts. They've got events in Links Growth events across the country, and it's an easy way that they're happy to support us because we're supporting them. So the event was really good. We had about 15, 16 people and a real mix of people. We had a student there, and she's about to go to university, and she was there talking about herself, and she's about to study law, and she works with an she does some e-marketing and social media for her parents' firm, so she was there talking about what they do. We had a few charities there. We had Mike Bridger was the host of this event, so anyone who hadn't heard a new show before, he had recently stepped up to host the event, so it was his first time hosting the event. So I was there as the district leader, but not as the host. So my role there was to very much help people, but my role, I didn't have to do the day-to-day stuff. Mike looked after that, so I was able to engage with people on a deeper level and say, this is what Leap for Growth does, this is how Leap for Growth will help you, knowing that the event can run with someone who's experienced, knows what to do, and knows what to say. And by the end, he'd done such a good job that people are coming out and saying, how do I subscribe? Do I give you the £3 now? I went, you give me £3, what am I getting £3 for? She came up to me and said, I've been told to give you £3. And I went, why are you giving me £3? And it was because she wanted to subscribe and realise why it's a benefit. But it was just, I told her to get, once she's on the forum, she can subscribe, and we'll be subscribing in a few more days. So that just shows that what a good event it was, that within the first day, Mike had been able to step up and take a host and convince someone to subscribe it. And within time, that will keep picking up, and we're looking for more and more people to step up at host events because both Jerry and I are district leaders for big areas, and we can't cover all the towns in our area, so we're looking for people in our own areas to host events. So if you're in Rickmansworth, if you're in Watford, and you come to the event and you think, I could benefit a bit from hosting, you'll get, as well as more reputation at the event, you'll get a whole load of extra stuff that Link for Growth will provide you, discounts, training, higher profile. You'll benefit more. So if that's something that sounds interesting, come and let's have a chat, either online or offline, and we'll see what we can do and see how we can get you connected to an event.
Absolutely, we've got more and more people that are choosing to subscribe because, and I've said to them, you're not giving your £3 to me, like you've said, Alex. It's not, you're not investing in me, you're investing in you, and that you want to see these changes be implemented. Some feedback I've had yesterday was a few people locally who said, well, I could do it myself. The fact is, it's the people aren't doing it. We are doing it. We're taking this, we're running with it. And it's about people saying, yes, I want to be a part of it, and because it's a tiny, tiny amount of money, but it's that intention setting and saying, this is what I want to see change, and I'm in, and I'm committed to it. Yeah. So thankfully more people are getting that and stepping up as hosts now, because you're right, it's difficult for us to be a host at an event and to be getting around, circulating and speaking to people and wearing so many hats, really.
For people that don't know, Jerry is the regional district leader for the whole of the north. So for anyone who doesn't know, Jerry just doesn't cover one district; he covers 4 or 5 different districts. Yeah. And for anyone who doesn't know, I'm about to go back to university. So both of us, we've got extra commitments as well as our own districts. We're completely committed to that, but we're having extra commitments, whether it's other districts that Jerry's involved with or universities themselves. So it's about sharing the load, because we can't do 100% of the work in this. There's too much going on in growth for one person to run. So we're looking to build a team around each of us, or for you around the north, and for me in South West Herts, to take the pressure for us. But I won't be going anywhere. I'll still be there. I'm looking to hopefully move things around if there are clashes, that I'll still be able to come to events. You'll be seeing me more at evening events, than coffee events, but I will still be the district leader. It'll be a matter of building a team around me to support me and run the events, so they get the high prestige. And it was me to go off to university and do what I need to do, and for Jerry to do what she needs to do when she's travelling to other parts of the country.
Absolutely. I think if every town could have a Tonya Nixon, we'd explode. Right
yeah,
now.
I mean, I've heard there's some real developments in the north, and if anyone knows anyone in the north that would benefit from what Next Growth is doing, I connect with Jerry. She's everywhere. Have a quick chat and say, this is what Link Growth does. You know what Link Growth does if you're involved. But if you know people in other parts of the country, if Link Growth is involved there, get them connected, because they can benefit from what we're doing in different parts of the country as well.
And if it's not, we're showing that we're doing it. If it's not in an area that somebody wants it to be, we'll help them do it, won't we?
Yeah.
If it's in the north, be there.
And today was a busy day. I mean, for anyone who doesn't know, today was a CSR lunch, which is, for me, it's the most prestigious event we've got because it means so much to the people that go. For anyone who doesn't know, CSR lunch is the idea of bringing businesses and charities together, see how they can help each other. And after a few months, it was very much the same people came. That is brilliant, but today it's gone from 5 or 6 people every time to 15, 16 people. And people hadn't been before. These people that I had invited, and it's why I may seem a bit flustered today, but it's because I couldn't let these people down. I said, you have to come today because you will benefit, whether you're the Watford Museum who came today, who I know through my university. I was at university with the collection manager. He came again today, and we're going to connect again, and he seemed to benefit from it. And I brought along a charity my dad's involved with, and I hadn't met the representative there, and I was a bit, this has got to go well, because if this doesn't go well, we might not be able to help them. And I know he was really impressed, and I'm going to come on to some stuff later on, but he suggested something for us to work together that I'd been wanting to do, but been looking for a venue. So it was something development that came from him, and it's going to be part of this. And we've now got a core team of about 15, 16 people who come every time there, and it's going to grow from there. So next time it'll be 20, because more and more people will start coming.
Absolutely, and we will get to the point there's 40, 50 people at each of the events. And the other thing to point out there is it's not asking for people to come along to make our numbers up. It's because it's going in the direction that they want to go into, and it's about them consistently taking action and turning up to these events that will get the results that ultimately, I don't even want to say trying to get or aiming to get, that will happen.
For anyone I didn't ask anyone today to come today who wouldn't benefit from it, because the people I asked were people that I wanted to come because they would provide something, whether they would get something from someone or whether they can offer someone. I don't say come to an event for the sake of coming, because it doesn't do you good, it doesn't do me good, because if you're sitting there and just having a lunch, it's great, but you don't get something from it. From the people who came today, they know people that can get something from it, or know people who can go, and they're just a facilitator. So that was the idea. None of us bring people onto events for the sake of it, because that doesn't help anyone.
Absolutely, it's about us all saying what can we give, isn't it, rather than what's in it for me.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot also happening this week in Watford. I don't know if we can spend some time talking about what's going on in Watford.
Yeah.
And tomorrow, I mean, I know a few people have talked about this. There's a music festival happening in Croxley, which is just outside Watford for people who don't know, called Crocs Fest. It's a music festival. There's some stalls, there's some charity events, and starting at about 12 o'clock and finishing at 8 o'clock. So it's not an evening thing. It's not going on until 1 in the morning. It's a family thing. It's completely free. They're looking to maybe get some donations for a charity. So I encourage people, if you do go and donate some money to a charity. I'm not particularly sure who they are, but there's some music, there's local bands, local businesses have got stalls, there's some, you can bring a picnic, you can bring alcoholic beverages, and just get involved. That I'm going to hopefully be there. I know quite a few people I spoke to today will be there, so it looks like a really good family. All the schools will really go back, have one last kind of summery thing to do. The weather should be really good as well.
Yeah, sounds really good.
You would have heard of the Watford Women's Centre photo competition, I presume.
Yes.
If anyone doesn't know, the Watford Women's Centre, a local charity, subscribers to the Enterprise, we're collaborating them on a photo competition. The photos go on sale within the next week in the store. Hopefully Diane is watching this and will put in details. Stories
was it the pyramid that won that one, wasn't it?
The picture that won was on Lower High Street, including the pyramid, which is a kind of outdoor explorer shop, so you can buy your mountain boots and stuff like that. and it was a really good competition. We announced the results live. Jerry posted the show with us, and it didn't go brilliantly, but it shows that what it showed is this is what it's capable of doing, and we're pushing the boundaries. So we're saying we can do this, we can do that. It may not work the first time, but we'll learn from that.
We'll do it again.
The photos are from around the whole district. So there's some of Rickmansworth, some of Bushy, mainly of Watford, of buildings that are interesting to look at, not because of what the building is and what is the shop frontage, it's what the building was or what the building is and its history behind it. So if you're around in the next month, I believe they're going to be on sale for a month, go and buy one. Some of the money, I believe it's 25% of the money goes to the charity itself, so the charity benefits from what we're doing, and you can get a chance to get a photograph of buildings in Watford, and it's a bit of something to talk about maybe at home and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's where you've been. Is there any other local news? Obviously, you've shared quite a lot there.
I mean, a couple of things. I was talking to Catherine Baldwin from the Michael Green Foundation today at the lunch, and she was telling me a couple of things. They've got their supper quiz on the 28th of September. I'm going to be there. I got my ticket on Wednesday. Excited to get that. And they're looking for people, businesses, to advertise in their brochure. They're going to produce a brochure on the evening as well in paperback, and an e-brochure which they're going to send to anyone who's interested. So there are going to be loads of people seeing your advert for your business, and all the details are on the website, and the Michael Green Foundation are on all the social media platforms, so Facebook, Twitter, Google+, they might be on LinkedIn, so it's easy to connect with them. You can just Google if you want to look at the website, all the details are on there, and how to connect with them as well. So if you want to maybe put a brochure in for your business and support a local charity, that's one way of doing it. And they've also got, if you're a fan of golf, they have a golf day on the 9th of October. And again, all the details are on the website. So I believe it's just www.themichaelgreenfoundation.com. But I would imagine I'm going to be correct if Catherine's watching this.
Right, and it's raising awareness for type 2 diabetes.
Yeah, I've seen you've been watching the show.
Yes.
Yeah, type 2 diabetes, and we've got a long-term project being worked with Link Growth, and then we're going to collaborate on a long-term project, which means they can expand throughout the country with what we're doing. So within the next few weeks, once everything's sorted and official, and all the legal stuff's gone through, we'll be able to announce this and say this is going to take them from a local charity working south to south to a much bigger reach and bigger profile in the area, and also national.
Right.
Because Link Growth is a national organisation, so if a charity wants to get involved, as we know, Link Growth just doesn't happen in South West Herts. Jerry hosts the events in Durham and North York that has connections being the regional area for the whole of the north of England. So she can connect charities who want to expand into the north. And there are people in other parts of northwest London and Essex and Wales, and it's growing in a way that people can get involved with.
Absolutely. And I think again, it's about us helping those charities gain exposure and raising awareness for the charity, but also about people who contribute to charities already, that the money doesn't seem to get to the people. We mentioned this in my show a few minutes ago, isn't getting to the people that need it. There are people around us that actually need that funding, and we're quite comfortable with, well, maybe it's not 100% comfortable yet, but we're going on hangouts like this and speaking about it to raise awareness for them, to get the desired result that is needed, really. Yeah. It's not even, it's necessary to do it.
Yeah, and this Link Growth can provide a platform to work with you and say, this is what you can do. And, yes. And it's always great to have an outside voice saying, these are your options. Maybe have you tried this? Have you tried a different social media? Have you thought about going on the Google Plus platform? And if you're subscribed, you get the benefits of that. And another quick bit of local news before I move to training and stuff. I was speaking to a friend of mine, Luke, from the Watford Museum. For anyone who hasn't been yet, they've got a World War I exhibition in the museum. It ends on the 27th of September. So anyone who's interested in how the war affected the town and stuff, go along there. It's completely free, and I think they give a donation. But it's a really good idea to find out how your town was affected by the war. And I believe they're going to be doing ongoing things. And this was how Watford was in 1914, and the next year about 1915, and then so on and so on. So you can find out this year Watford was affected in the war because of X, Y, and Z, and next year maybe slightly different.
Yeah.
So I will try and pop onto that in the next few weeks. But it's going to be the next busy few weeks, to be fair. I mean, there's a lot happening. I know Jerry's really busy, but next week for me, I've got a launch of a L4G curry. For anyone who doesn't know, I had the idea we take the drinks evening, kind of an evening event. We have dinner, the L4 CSR lunch, and kind of bring the idea of kind of bringing people together over a meal. For anyone who doesn't know, it's Monday night, which is the 8th, 7 p.m. in the Sizzler on St Albans Road, and they have a £10 set menu. So for £10 you get a starter, main course, a vegetable dish, rice or naan, and a tea and coffee, or tea or coffee. So it's a really good value, and they've given us a private room for no cost. It's a great way of getting to know different people over a different way, and again, a launch or a different event, and this will spur another idea. It shows you can network over more than just a coffee or more than just a drinks evening. You can go and have a meal because it's just sitting down and talking to people.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. And I think we're going to mirror that up here as well. We're going to have a
and then, it's definitely the idea is to take things that work and learn from other districts. So I know kind of if something works in this district, other districts pick it up, and if something is working in another district, I maybe go and take it from there. And then on Thursday we have the coffee in the Mercure, which is on the A41, heading out of Watford towards Edgware and Stanmore. It's a great event. We're looking for one more host for that to work along 2 more people who have said they're interested. So if you are going to that event regularly and think I could help get involved with that, and then there's 2 or 3 other people, because it always helps if there's more than one person hosting the event, because it makes it less pressure on you. So if there's 2 people that have said they're interested, and they just said, can we have one more person? So I've said, we'll find that one person, and there's a team of 3 people who help host that event.
Absolutely. I think within each and every event, we need somebody who can host it. We need meeters and greeters, and people who connect, get people circulating and talking, and also wonderful admin people. I'm just not an admin person at all. I have Sue Weston who's got my back, and ultimately she'll have a team behind her as well that she can teach them what needs to be done with admin, because I've never been allowed to be near the admin.
I very much got in a position where there is everything. You can have everything and then you have to find people. And it was a case of I was learning on the job, because we're in a growth position with them, for who don't know, that we're growing in a stage when certain things haven't been put in place to help new district leaders grow, and they're being put there now. But both Sherry and I were joined district leaders before these put in place, so we pick things up as we go, and we went, oh, I didn't know that. So we started doing it. And so we're in a position now when if you look to step up and have an event, we can show you what to do. We'll say, read the book, which I'll come on to in a minute, and then have a look at this and have a look at this. But before it was very much just come and host an event, but we didn't really explain why you host an event or how you go about it and the benefits of it.
Yeah.
And there's a load, I know you know, and some of the listeners might know, but there's a load of training coming up in the next few weeks and months. I know next Tuesday, on the 9th of September, we have a Twitter and Hootsuite half-day workshop, which is great because most people are on Twitter but don't know why they're on it, because they've gone on it because they've heard people like Stephen Fry on it, or they've heard it's great for business, but they don't know why they're on it. And so all the half-day workshops don't tell you how to use it, they tell you why you need to use it. Because if you know why, you can learn the how, but you can't learn the why without someone telling you, because we can all tweak, it's just typing really, and following people, but we don't know why we use it. So what it is, it tells you what the idea is and creates the idea of lists, and it's much more in-depth than you think. So there's lots you can learn on there about finding people in your local area who may be wanting to buy your service, you're being target. So that's on the 9th, and it's £15 if you're a subscriber, and £25 if you're not a subscriber. So it's definitely good value.
It's worth mentioning as well that it's actually open pretty much to anybody at all, isn't it? £25 or £15 to the subscriber, to anybody anywhere, whether they've heard of Link4 or not. The other thing I want to say, with Twitter, that's definitely something I need to be on. I've got Twitter, I've got quite a substantial amount of followers, but I don't make the most of it, certainly. I know I don't, so I need to be on that training. And Hootsuite I'm just speaking with Hootsuite at the moment.
I started using Twitter, and one of the aspects of Twitter, I've got a few lists, and when we develop things with Twitter and get district pages on, we're going to have a list for each of the individual towns in my area for people that live there, so I don't need it on my personal page. So the idea is you can go on there and find out what's happening in a particular area, and then you can target people there. If they're saying looking for a plumber, then you can target that. Or if they're saying looking for a networking event, you can go straight in there. And it's about building up lists of people, specific types of people. So if you're looking for builders in the local area, if you're looking for people that live in a certain town, maybe you're looking for a charity, it's building lists. So it's a lot more complex than just saying, I've had a banana for breakfast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the other thing, just quick to mention with that, is we can offer to teach anybody anything, but they've got to want to learn. Again, it's about putting yourself forward and saying, yeah, I want to do that.
Yeah. You can only teach someone if they're willing to learn. So if they're not willing to learn it, you can't. You can tell them until you're blue in the face, but they're not going to listen to it.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't know if you might have heard, but we've got a new workshop being run by one of the district leaders themselves. I don't know if you've heard about this.
I think I have.
Varsha Cartry, who's the district leader for Hillingdon, so covers the kind of area Uxbridge, the Uxbridge area, so just kind of southwest of where we are in Watford. And she's going to be running a food choices workshop on the 28th of October. And it's just how to eat healthy and make the kind of healthy food choices. So saying, if you've got a choice between A and B, A is an option, but B is a healthier option, so maybe have to think about that. And there are limited spaces, so if you are interested, have a look on the Eventbrite page, which the link will probably go up. It's gone around today and will be in the chat box and the comments after this. So book on now. Don't think about it. Just get on it now, because the places are limited. So it'll be definitely worth some time. Varsha's a brilliant nutritionist. Can recommend talking to her if you're just interested in talking about nutrition. So get on that if that's something you're interested in. And one last, we had a new training started this week, didn't we?
Yes, Google Plus training, the Hangouts.
The Google Plus Hangouts training, again, a really good feature that I think we're using very seriously. This is being delivered through a Google Plus Hangout. So if you're looking at this thinking, that's something I like, and how can I use this? This will show you the different ways of using Hangouts, so whether it's just the chat box, like Facebook chat, whether you just want to have a one-to-one not recorded, like you will have with Skype. Maybe you want to have a one-to-one that is recorded, so perhaps you're having a business meeting and you want to record it because you're talking about business things, and then you have that as evidence to say you've agreed to this, and therefore you know that you've agreed to something. Maybe you want to do live broadcast. This is a great way of learning about what you can do with Google Hangouts, and I believe the next one's on the 25th of September. All run through Link for Growth. Again, open to everyone. All the training Link for Growth Friday is open to everyone. It's discounted for people who subscribe to Link for Growth because they've committed to us, so we can commit to them to give them some cheap training. But again, it'd be worth looking at. Both Jerry and I we're on it. I've got to go back and watch it. So watch it and learn how we can maybe improve this, because maybe there's things on there so you can use Google Plus Hangouts in different ways. Maybe if you're doing some video editing and stuff, there's lots you can do on there. So go and book into the next one, the 25th of September.
Right. I'll be going back to the other one, as you said, and the feedback's been fantastic from the people as well. Carol's training, I was on did a 6-week one with her a few months ago. But I remember being told that really you should do the Google Plus training. I said, oh no, you see, I'll never need to use Google Plus because I'm a mortgage advisor. I go and see people for a living. That's what I do. And not long after that, things started to change because I realised that I didn't want to be in that direction anymore. I wanted to be in a very, very different one.
I can see with me, because for anyone who doesn't know, I want to become a solicitor and lawyer, so I can see this as Hangouts, a great way of meeting clients for the first time. A lot of issues you may not want to be able to travel in, you maybe can't.
Absolutely.
So you can have a chat with a client over a Hangout and just get to meet them there and see what it's like. And then it makes it more convenient because then if they forget something, they're in the same room, they're in a place where they're relaxed. To get the most information out of someone, they've got to be in a relaxed state. If they're stressed, if they've had to commute in, it just makes them relax. That doesn't make them relax. So if you can relax, the client's at home, as long as they're comfortable to do it, then it makes it easier for you to get the information from them. So there's lots you can do with Hangouts. And so I'd worth going on that, and the next one is the 25th of September.
Yeah.
I mean, before we head off, I don't know if there's any questions or feedback from anyone so far. I don't know if we've got anything.
But no, only really Carol, a few things, but I think you've managed to cover.
I've pretty much covered it. I just wanted to kind of, before we go head off, I wanted to say, in the next few months, before the end of the year, there will be stuff happening. There'll be new events. I've got the idea of a breakfast will be coming. We're just waiting for a date and a venue. for that. The Sunday lunch we're talking about, we've got to go and sort that out probably this weekend. That will be coming in October, maybe November. Rickmansworth will be picking up now. We had a great conversation with someone who was the chairman of Rickmansworth and three of his district council today, and he's very keen to help Linksgrowth and use his role, not hosting events, but bringing people there, saying because he's got fingers in many pies, he knows lots of people. So his role will be bringing people in. So we're always looking for people. If you maybe not host an event, but you want to say facilitate other people coming who may want to host. So there's always that role there. And we're talking about a Christmas party. I don't want to give too much away just yet because it's going to be really good. But I'm going to wait and confirm everything first before we announce anything else.
Yeah, so you've got the do arranged in the south there for Christmas.
Yeah, we've pretty much got. There's a do for the south, which I've been told about, and this one for Southwest Herts. Not going to give too much away, but kind of second week in December is what I'm looking at. It's going to be working with a charity as well.
Yeah, and it's also not about north-south divide either, is it? That's just a bit of fun, a bit of banter.
Yeah.
I intend to get to the southern event at Christmas Day.
And it is just because we live in south doesn't mean you can stop going there. And if you live in Watford, doesn't mean you can go to northwest London. I believe I've been to more events outside my district in the last 2 weeks than I have in my own district. I was at 2 yesterday and a couple last week, and it's just about going to as many as you can, see how you can help as many people as possible. And it's much easier for us down in here. Within a 10-minute drive, I can get into northwest London on a 20-minute train journey. I can get to central London. So it's very easy if you live in this area to go to more events. And I'd encourage you to go to as many events as you can. A, to go and help support people outside, but B, to try a new event and see what works there, and maybe you pick up something that can come back and you can help there.
Yeah, absolutely. And I know some people think I'm a bit crazy for driving 4 hours down to Watford for a few glasses of wine, but that's actually given it's been invaluable in some areas for me. People that I've been introduced to, like Mike Bridger that you mentioned earlier, that he hosted an event, like Diane Richardson from the Watford Women's Centre. Tanya regularly, fantastic contacts, and I'd encourage anybody else to do it too.
Yeah, and it's the idea is just because we say we're from Watford or we're from there, it's not. It's just fun, and I know there's always kind of people go, it's not meant to be a north-south divide. It's just that's how it is going at the moment. There's so much happening in growth that we've had to not separate, but you've got your own team up there, and it's about encouraging other people to help out because we've all got skills. Because we've helped host events longer than other people, so we're quite an established district, so we can help them, but they can help us. They've got the energy and they've got the new ideas that they can bring to us. We can bring the experience up there and help support you, and you can apply the energy and the new ideas.
Absolutely. As much as we might be referred to as established district leaders or regional district leaders, we're still learning too.
I mean, you still get a stage, and I don't know how to do this. There's always things that I don't know how to do this, so I go out and speak to someone. And it's about, if you don't know something, there's probably someone in Linksgrowth that can help you. If there isn't someone in Linksgrowth that can help you, someone in Linksgrowth will know someone, because it's the idea of, we know if someone in Linksgrowth doesn't know, they know someone that probably will. So it's about connections, and people in Linksgrowth are established either businesses or charities or individuals in their community and will know someone who can. So it's just about, the more people you speak to in Linksgrowth, the more you can be helped, the more help you can give.
Yeah.
And it's been a great show. I mean, I always enjoy a different face to talk to, whether it's you, whether it's Carol, whether it's Chris.
Yeah.
And get someone, maybe see if we can get someone else on the next few weeks. But thanks for helping out.
Thanks a lot.
And we meant that fun. You're always welcome to come on.
Only kidding.
Yeah.
I think one of the things as well when we are learning is to, instead of thinking I don't know or I can't do that, to say how can I? Because generally a way shows up and something shows up and you can then learn from. Just changing the question a little bit. Is there anything else you are? Sorry, go on.
Rather than saying I can't do this, the question is how do I do this? Most people probably mean I can't do this, meaning I don't know how to do this.
I don't want to.
Or I don't want to. No, I don't want to is fine. But when I've said I can't do this, it means I don't know how to do this. But I've used I can't do this because I don't know how. But I've just stopped there.
Yeah, change it to
Oh yeah, I wanted to talk about quickly. I've missed the book. I know we're
book.
The book. It's on Kindle. It's on Amazon at £12, on Kindle at £5. I'll have some events that I'm going to be at, and the post will have some for £8. So buy a book. This means you can find out why Link4Earth started. So if you're not entirely sure, you want to know what it's trying to achieve. If you maybe all you want to do is buy the book so you can send it to someone else, that's a great way of Christmas is coming up. So it's a great Christmas present. Not only does it help spread the message, it supports it, because Link4Earth can't run without support of people. So it's a great way of helping support it, really. So that was about it, really.
And people giving the same message out as well, understanding what it's about, and putting that out there themselves too. I did read the book. I read it, one of the drafts when I was at the airport all night when I was going to America. But I do need to revisit it. But I believe there's an audio coming too, which
that'd be good.
Is quite a bit better. It's something I can put on in the car, or means I can be doing something else at the same time while listening.
I read the book and then realised within halfway through, I kind of already know this, because A, I've proofread it, and B, I've told people about it. But
I'm living and breathing it.
And then I tell people about the book and tell them what's in it. So when I've gone to read it, I don't need to know this. I know this. I tell people, but it's a really good way of just finding out more about Link4Earth. If you've only joined Link4Earth recently, you don't know about its history, how it was set up, why it was set up, what it's looking to achieve. You may have missed this. So it's a way of just giving a clear message to everyone in the country and anyone who can read, basically.
Yes.
But unless you've got anything else, I think we should wrap this up.
I do. All done.
No, thanks for coming on today, and hopefully in time we'll get you again.
Thanks for inviting me.
No problem.
All right. Catch you soon.
Will do. Bye.
See you later.